Hello everyone, welcome you all in today's my class. In today's class, I will proceed our civics chapter 3, that is parliamentary government and the union executive with next topic. And in today's video, I will explain topic about Lok Sabha. Okay, so the Lok Sabha or the lower house consists of representatives directly elected by the people on the basis of universal adult franchising. Even though it is called the lower house, it is more powerful because in it resides the will of the people. Okay, so the Lok Sabha is composed of representative of people chosen by direct election on the basis of universal adult suffrage. Okay, so it is also known as lower house. The maximum strength of the house as laid down in the constitution in 552. Currently, there are 545 members in the Lok Sabha. Out of those, 530 members to represents the states, 13 members to represent the union territories, and 2 members are nominated by the president. The term of the Lok Sabha is 5 years. It can be dissolved earlier by the president on the advice of council of ministers. For this reason, it is also known as temporary house. Okay, so eligibility. Next, I will explain eligibility criteria to be member of Lok Sabha. So, what is eligibility criteria? So, to become a member of the Lok Sabha, a person must possess certain criteria which include first should be an Indian citizen. Okay, so he or she must be citizen of India, and second should be above the age of 25 years. And next, the criteria of eligibility of Lok Sabha is should not hold any office or profit and should not be bankrupt or mentally unstable. Okay, so the speaker and the deputy speaker are elected from among the members of Lok Sabha. The speaker is the presenting officer of the Lok Sabha and he presides over the house. I hope all of you understood well about Lok Sabha. Next, I will explain about Rajya Sabha. Okay, so now as the upper house, the Rajya Sabha represents the states and union territories. The members of the Rajya Sabha try to reflect the interest of the states they represent in the parliament. Thus, when a law is being made, their opinion is needed to prevent a hastily passing of the bill. Okay, so explanation of this paragraph is the Rajya Sabha is the second house of the parliament, is the representative of states. It is also known as upper house of the parliament. Member of this house are elected by the member of state and union territories legislature. So Rajya Sabha can have at the most 250 members in it. 238 members of Rajya Sabha are elected by the member of state legislature and 12 members are nominated by the President of India. The nominated members are the persons who have distinguished themselves in the fields of arts, legislature, and science and social services. Okay, so Rajya Sabha is a permanent body. Unlike Lok Sabha, is cannot be dissolved. The term of each member of the Rajya Sabha is 6 years. One third of its member retires after every 2 years, and new members are elected to uh, fill up vacancies. To be eligible for membership in the Rajya Sabha, a person must be a citizen of India and must be 30 years of age or older. He should not hold any office of profit. He must be mentally sound and should not be bankrupt and criminally convicted. The Vice President of India presides over Rajya Sabha. He is the ex officio chairperson. The member of Rajya Sabha elect the deputy chairperson from among themselves. The member of both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha that are permanent are called members of parliament. Okay, short form MP. So if I summarize Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha all things, so this form of government was basically preferred by the leaders. Us leaders were aware of such a form of government. So next, this government was considered a more responsible government, as in this form of government the executive is answerable to legislative and the legislative is answerable to the citizens. This type of government prevents authoritarianism, and this form help to get representation from a diverse group of people. This form of government remains laden with the availability of alternate government. In this form of government, the head of the state hold a ceremonial position and is the nominal executive. For example, the president. The real head of the state is the prime minister, who is the real executive. There is a majority part rule in such a form of government. There is always a parliamentary opposition to maintain a check on the actions of the ruling government. In this form of government, civil servants are independent. This is a famous concept of government followed in other countries like Japan, Canada, Britain. This form of government in India was majorly inspired by Britain. Okay, so I hope all of you understood well. Next topic of this chapter I will explain in my next video. So thank you for watching. Have a good day.